Hello, welcome to another recap video. This drama is about Furuya Toa, who is a high school student. He's very popular among the girls, where all of his school's girls confess to him and adore him. His friends always get jealous of him, that girls always pay attention to him. He tells them that his charm is the reason that grabs everyone's attention. One of his friends comes and tells them that he has a girlfriend now. He shows them her picture and brags about her beauty and their relationship. He asks Furuya if he has ever been in a relationship before. He starts thinking and doesn't know what to respond. His friends start teasing him by saying that even though girls admire him a lot, he has never had a girlfriend in his life. He declares that he will go ask a girl to be his girlfriend, and he believes that whoever he asks will accept to be his girlfriend as everyone loves him. His friends start to introduce him to different girls in their school, but he says no to all of them by saying that none of them catch his eye. They get frustrated by his actions as he rejects all of them. They start teasing him when Furuya suddenly sees a girl who catches his attention, and he keeps looking at her. That girl name is Misono, who has rejected many boys before, and she's always alone. Furuya declares that he'll ask her out even though his friends tell him that Misono will reject him for sure. He approaches her and gets very close to her to make an impression on her. He tells her that he wants her to be his girlfriend, as he's very interested in her. Misono stays silent for a while, but surprises him by pushing him back and getting close to him, by saying that his confession was so lame and leaves him. Furuya is very shocked by her reaction, as he thought that she would melt by his words and actions and would accept his offer immediately. He becomes depressed, and his friends try to convince him to approach another girl, but he's very sad that one girl has been found who is not interested in him. Furuya doesn't want to give up, as he tells his friends that no girl has rejected him, and he will make sure that Misono will accept him as her boyfriend. He tries to get close to her during school by acting cute to impress her, but none of those work. He trips and falls on her, and they both fall on the ground together. He gets very nervous and doesn't know what to say. She doesn't get nervous at all and stares at him. She asks him if he likes her. He says yes, but gets very nervous while looking at her. Misono doesn't respond back and pushes him away and leaves. Furuya's plan of acting cute and close to her didn't work this time too, as she didn't enjoy it at all. His friends try to help him to win her heart. They read a book for different techniques of winning a girl's heart. They tell him to create a situation that seems like they meet coincidentally, which he decides to be riding the bus together. When she gets off, a man starts harassing her by pulling her hand. He sees it and gets off the bus quickly to protect her. He rushes to her and starts hitting him to let her go. She protects him too by hitting the man and asks him how he feels. His friends have told him before that saving the girl from a dangerous situation will make them become closer to each other. Furuya is actually very happy that he was able to save her from that man. The next day, when he meets Misono at school, he thinks that she's smiling at her, but she's actually smiling for their art teacher Masaki. Furuya gets very sad that she's happy with Masaki, but she's always sad and angry with him. He thinks that she likes Masaki, and he gets very sad. When he meets her again in classroom, he starts following her, saying that he's afraid that the man from before will harm her again. He follows her until she gets home and tells her that he'll confess to her every single day until she falls for him. He's very determined in winning her heart. His plan is to get close to her, protect her, and be always by her side. He accidentally damages her mailbox, so he brings his tools at night to fix it. As Misono comes back home and calls him, he gets surprised and hurts his finger. She starts threatening him and offers him to eat with her. Misono takes out different kinds of bread from her bag and tells him that she gets these for free at her work, and this is her dinner. Furuya gets happy that she wants to eat dinner with him. She tells him that her father passed away 8 years ago, and her mother works a lot to pay off their debts. He tells her that he can eat dinner with her every day if she's alone. Misono gets angry and tells him that she's never had friends because she always works part-time jobs, and when she gets home, everyone is asleep at that time, and no one would want to hang out with her at that time. She tells him that she doesn't need anyone by her side and wants to be alone. Misono is very lonely, as she always eats alone and doesn't have any friends. Furuya is concerned about her and wants to do something to change her life, so she won't be alone anymore. He discusses his plan with his parents, and they accept it. Misono wakes up and sees that Furuya has moved to the unit next to hers. This is his plan to be living next to her, so they can eat together and spend time with each other. Misono gets very shocked when she sees him and goes back inside. Loan sharks come to Misono's home and knock on her door asking for money. She hides quietly while getting scared that they would come in. Furuya hears all of this noise and gets into her house through the balcony. He tells her to go with him to his house. She refuses at first, but gets scared that they will come in. She grabs his hand and they both move to Furuya's house through the balcony. However, the loan sharks come in and realize that she moved to the next door. When both of them safely get to his house, loan sharks come to Furuya's house and see Misono. Furuya protects her by pushing her to the back and telling them to go away. He hugs her tightly with all force so they can't harm her. One of the loan sharks gets moved by Furuya's actions, that he's risking his life for the girl that he likes, and he tells the others to just leave the house for now. Misono is happy that he saved her life and offers him to eat dinner together. He's filled with joy and tells her that his mother has prepared delicious food which they can eat together. He shows her the plate and bowl sets that he bought 2 of everything just in case they would eat dinner together, and this makes her very happy. Misono's father was an artist, and she wants to draw like her father and become successful. Furuya keeps looking at her during their art class, but notices that she's again smiling while talking to Masaki, and he gets very sad and jealous at the same time. Furuya finds courage and asks Masaki if he likes Misono. He says that he likes her as a student, and he appreciates her a lot, but only as a teacher. School field trip is coming soon, and Furuya's friends tell him that he can get closer to her during the field trip. He gets very excited about this. They keep getting closer to each other by eating dinner together every night. One day when they finish eating dinner, he starts talking about the field trip with her. Misono suddenly says that she won't go to the field trip, and this ruins his plan completely. Furuya realizes that the reason she doesn't want to go to the field trip is because of money, as she should pay their debts. He decides to work a few part-time jobs to earn enough money for her field trip. He keeps cooking food for her by putting posted notes on it with cheerful messages, so she wouldn't feel alone when he's gone for working. She always gets happy and writes back for him, so he would get happy too. He has never worked before in his life, but he decides to do delivery after school just to make enough money for her so she can enjoy her time during the field trip. He keeps having back pain for his new job, but he doesn't show it in front of Misono, so she wouldn't know about him working, and he always smiles while talking to her. However, Misono notices that something is wrong with him, and she keeps looking at him as she's very worried about him. Furuya earns enough money for her field trip, and he's very excited to give the money to teacher Masaki tomorrow. However, he keeps this a secret from her. The next day, he gets the money to give it to Masaki. Masaki tells him to wait for a couple of minutes as he should talk with Misono first. Furuya is waiting outside the classroom, and he's listening to their conversation. Masaki tells Misono that she doesn't need to pay for the field trip as she can attend as his assistant, which would be for free. At first, she rejects it, but then she accepts his offer. Furuya gets very sad after listening to their conversation, as he realizes that his saved money is useless now. He doesn't say anything and leaves. It's raining very hard, but Furuya keeps walking under the rain without umbrella. Misono meets him and sees that he's all wet. She takes him to her home to take care of him as she's worried about him. He asks her to pay attention to him as he likes her a lot. He starts getting emotional and gets closer and closer to her. The atmosphere gets very romantic, and Misono doesn't push him back either. When Furuya is very close to her and wants to kiss her, he suddenly collapses. Misono realizes that Furuya has high fever. Misono takes care of him the entire night, and she sleeps next to him by holding his hand. When he gets up the next morning, he's very shocked to see that Misono is sleeping next to him, and they're holding each other's hand. The loan shark's boss comes to visit Misono and tells her that his boyfriend asked him for part-time job as he wanted to earn money for her. Misono realizes that Furuya worked hard so he could give the money to her. The day of the field trip comes. There is a game where 2 people pair up and have to do something together. Misono and Masaki are selected, and their task is kissing. Furuya gets very nervous about this. However, Masaki gives a distance kiss, which makes Furuya to relax. Furuya offers Misono to walk together in the jungle. He grabs her hand and they both go walking. While they're walking, he again confesses his feelings to her and tells her that he wants to be by her side forever. As the scene is getting romantic, Misono realizes that they're lost in the jungle, and Furuya gets very nervous and starts to run around. They both sit somewhere and stare at the sky, as there are many stars in the sky. While they're sitting there, Misono tells him that she knows how he worked part-time jobs to obtain her field trip money. She starts smiling and thanks him for caring for her and tells him that she actually got happy that someone is thinking about her. Furuya believes that they're getting closer to each other, and he doesn't want to confess to her every day anymore in order to not put pressure on her. The next day, the teacher announces that teacher Masaki will go back to his hometown after this school year. Furuya notices that Misono got very sad after hearing this news. He wants to talk to her, but she tells him that she wants to be alone at the moment. She buys flour and sits on a bench to talk to his late father. She's crying and telling him that all of the precious people in her life are leaving her. She resembles teacher Masaki to her father as they look alike, and she treats him as her father. She's feeling that she's losing her father once again. Furuya is watching her from behind the tree. It's the graduation day. Furuya calls her multiple times, and she doesn't respond back. She finally opens the door and collapses in his arms. He notices that she has fever, and she isn't feeling well. He takes her inside and puts blanket on her. He says that he will leave now, but he'll come back quickly. He attends their graduation ceremony. He suddenly decides to do something and rushes back home. Furuya tells Minoso that it's her last chance to meet Masaki before he moves back to his hometown. He helps her to get up and get ready to leave. His friends bring a wheelchair and they start moving towards the station that Masaki is at. He's doing this to give her the chance to meet the person whom she appreciates a lot for the last time. Furuya has grown up a lot as he now doesn't only care about his feelings and act selfishly. He now considers how others feel and cares about the emotions of the girl that he likes. He wants to make sure that she won't regret for not saying goodbye to Masaki. One of the wheels of the wheelchair breaks. Furuya carries Minoso on his back and runs towards the station. He assures her that they will be on time. After some time, they arrive there. Furuya keeps looking around and calls Masaki to find him. He finally sees him and calls him. Masaki also heard him and turns around. Furuya puts Misono down and she says that she wants to say her last words to him. She goes forward and thanks him for all of his support for her artwork, and she wishes him the best. Furuya also gets emotional by her words. She bows in front of him to show her respect for him. Masaki also tells her that she's been great and she'll be successful in the future. He also says fighting to Furuya as he knows that Furuya has feelings for Misono. After Masaki leaves, Furuya hugs her tightly from behind and tells her that he'll become her father, sibling, and boyfriend, so she won't feel alone at any moment in her life. She suddenly turns around and confesses her feelings to him by saying that Misono loves Furuya. He gets very shocked that she just confessed to him. He gets close to her and kisses her for the first time. She tells him that he'll catch her cold, but he says that doesn't matter at all and kisses her again. The movie ends here, where both of them are kissing each other under the snow. Misono was a lonely girl whose life changed by Furuya, who filled her life with joy and laughter. On the other hand, Furuya became more mature from the moment he started to become close to Misono. Thank you for watching this video. Stay tuned for upcoming recap videos. Don't forget to like and subscribe the channel. Bye everyone.